Alrighty. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and give me about 1 second real quick. I'm going to get my my song out for the show right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and pull this baby up. No. I don't like advertisements. Don't like it. Okay. Here we go. All right. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome to the 20th episode of my Zelda podcast, the Kokiri Chronicles. This is where I sit down here and talk about all things Legend of Zelda with you guys on every third day in the month. Last time, I got to sit down here and we talked about Princess Zelda in Breath of the Wild. And we asked ourselves, is Zelda in Breath of the Wild really a failure like she says she was? So I sat down and talked about it. We analyzed some of the memories to where she felt like she was a failure to Link and to Hyrule and to the kingdom. We talked about that. So if you guys have not seen that episode, be sure to go ahead and check it out. And if you guys are watching this video right now on YouTube, please don't forget to do the following by liking, sharing, subscribing. All that good jazz really helps me out, which, by the way, I want to say thank you so much for 20 episodes. Dude, we've been doing this for such a long time. It's been so great. I honestly cannot believe I'm saying that we have been doing this for 20 episodes. Dude, that is insane. Thank y'all so much for your amazing support. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, I have someone on here who was supposed to be on the show last time, but today they're finally here. You guys know him. You've seen him on YouTube. You've seen him on Twitter. He's best known for his Zelda and Kingdom Hearts content. He's also known as the 358 over Days guy. I'd like to welcome all of you, my good homie who I finally got to meet at Reconnect, KeyOfTime.
Hey.
Yo,
how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. So Zelda 2, huh?
Yeah, Zelda 2. Yes, I'm glad that we're finally here, dude. We're finally here, and I know we talked about this at Reconnect, but we're finally here, dude.
Yeah, man, we're finally doing some kind of collab.
Yeah,
thing.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And also, one more thing, guys. If you guys are not, please also go check out Key's latest video. Y'all have heard me talk about it on streams. He did some multiplayer content on 358 over 2 days at Reconnect with some of the attendees at the events. If you guys have not seen that, do yourselves a favor and go check it out. It was really cool.
Man, I appreciate that, but why waste your time doing that when you can go binge all previous 19 episodes of the Kokiri Chronicles podcast?
Thank you. I appreciate it. But hey, we gotta tune into your stuff as well. It's always good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway. I'm going to let you go first on this one. To kick things off, tell us about your first experience with Zelda 2. Because I know this game, this gets so much backlash from so many people. So many people say, like, oh man, dude, this game is such crap. This game sucks. I mean, we all know it's completely different from other Zelda titles. But what was your first impression when you first played this game?
So, I first played this game on my dad's console. So, I grew up with the N64 and GameCube and stuff. So, Ocarina of Time was my first Zelda game.
Yes.
But when I went back, my dad had the old NES in his closet, and he had Zelda 1 and Zelda 2.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
And he told me that he never really liked those games, so, I mean, I could try them out if I really wanted to. And I did. I tried Zelda 1. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really dated and not the best. Ocarina of Time's still better, but let's try this Zelda 2. That one looks fun.
Yeah.
Yikes. It was an experience, I'll say that. I think I got maybe to like the first town after a couple of attempts because I just really couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I really don't think I ever even got the candle from like the first level of the game.
Yeah.
When I first played it. So
yeah, it takes a while, because like because like when you go back to those games, both Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, you know, there's like no map system for like the overworld. I mean, yeah, you get maps for like the dungeons, but like there's just no map. So they kind of want you to like, so back in the day, it's like you had to figure out like, you know, where were you supposed to go, which dungeon is located here and there, you know. And like in Zelda 2, it's like, you know, you gotta like figure it out, you know, like go to all these towns and, you know, talk to the people. Like you'll see clues, you know, like, oh, beware of the eyes of Ganon, you know, like what is that supposed to? Like what is that supposed to mean? Like what are you trying to tell me? You know. Also, looking at Twitch chat, we got a 140 bits from Kai Vidal saying on behalf of Key, what's up?
Yeah, that's Kaiva. He's from the server. How you doing, Kaiva?
And then we also see your lovely wife, Vixie Berry, in the chat. Hello, Berry. It's so good to see you. I hope you are doing well. Welcome
Hi,
in.
honey.
Yeah, welcome on in. Convidel says I just made it Twitch like 30 minutes ago. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, follow Kokiri, please.
Thank you. Follow KeyOfTime as well. You guys also got to do that.
He already follows me. It's fine.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like how you had a connection with you're saying you had a connection with your dad when you play these games. You know, like saying like.
Well, not exactly, because my dad, like I said, he didn't like the games. He just kind of let me try them out. You know? But you know.
Yeah. But in a way, you kind of got to like experience them, like because your dad had them at the time, and then because he didn't like them, and then when you played them, it's like. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Dad, don't worry. I don't really like them that much either.
Yeah. So here's the funny story. So my first experience of learning about Zelda 2 was through a strategy guide. It was for a strategy guide for the collector's edition that was on GameCube. For those of you who remember, there was a collector's edition on GameCube. It came in like a platinum case. And it had 4 games that you could play on your GameCube. It had Zelda 1.
I remember that.
Yeah, Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. And then there was a 20-minute demo for Wind Waker. That's how I actually learned about it. Because for me, like, as a kid, you know, just expanding my curiosity, I was over here, you know, like, I'm just gonna put a random guidebook from my shelf. I'm over here just, like, looking through the pages, looking on the pictures, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks really interesting. You know? I was over here doing that. I was like, okay, this looks very interesting. This game can't be that bad. But I did not play this game until I was in college. I downloaded it on the Virtual Console on my 3DS, and I played. I'm like, I played it on the Virtual Console on my 3DS, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? What is this? RPG in a Zelda game? Like, I get to level up my attack, my magic, my life. I'm like, what is this? You know, like,
no, like what am I playing? Am I still playing a Zelda game? What's going on? Like, that's definitely Link right there. This is definitely Hyrule. I'm pretty sure that's Zelda. Oh yeah, sleeping over there, but like I don't really know.
We have someone on Twitch chat from Leakings. Hello, welcome on in.
Oh yeah, Leon. Hey.
Yeah, hello. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys. But yeah, that was my first experience with Zelda 2, and I remember I first streamed it, and I rage quitted so hard, because I literally had to look up a guide on Zelda Dungeon. By the way, big shout out to them, by the way. I had to, you know, I relied on Zelda Dungeon for, like, you know, where I was supposed to go, and, you know, it really helped, you know, trying to, like, you know, get to know, like, the palaces, the Great Palace, which, of course, we're going to get to really soon. But it just told me, like, everything, like, oh, here's where you can get a jar to increase your magic. Here's a heart container to increase your life points, you know. Here's something, you know, all that stuff. Like, it told, like, and the way how Zelda Dungeon did it, they labeled everything so perfectly on their map. It was like, you want to find one of the Link dolls for a 1-up? Oh, you can go here. You want to find a candle? You go right there, you know. Get this, get that, you know. And, like... Yeah. And honestly, you know, you can agree with me, but Zelda 2 has a lot of BS moments. Like, there are times where you're platforming, and, you know, and there's like this random rock and bubble will hit you, and you fall into a pit, and it's like death. I'm like, and you're just like, what? Like, that's not fair.
Dude, all right, going back to what you were saying about, like, the guides and everything, I challenge anyone that has not played the game before to try and play Zelda 1 or Zelda 2 without a guide, because I feel like it's impossible
Yeah.
unless you have the time for it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I had to look up everything for Zelda 1.
Yeah.
And now I understand the game better, and it's great. You know, I know where, like, practically every heart piece is, but when it comes to Zelda 2, I still haven't even fully attempted to complete it. I think I got... the furthest I ever got was, like, Death Mountain. I think that's where I gave up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Death Mountain is just so brutal. You can like get lost so easily, and like seeing like all these different like all these enemies that are just so hard to defeat. Like, and sometimes even some of them kind of like, you know, they rely on some sort of magic. You know, like usually all the time. Like to me, I still make sure I have the shield magic on, so that way I don't get BS by so many enemies. So that way my defense is up. Or it's like, oh, I need to use the fire spell to do this and do that. I'm like.
Yeah. I didn't like the spells in that game either.
Yeah.
Like, they just didn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, honestly, nowadays, you know, we are used to, like, in some Zelda games, we're used to magic, obviously, but some of them are, like, so weird. Like, the fact that you got to, like, there's one session to where you actually get to turn to fairy for a while, and it's like, huh.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, even in like one of the later games, like Ocarina of Time, you know, that has spells too. You know, you got like Din's Fire,
yep. Ferora's Wind, Nehru's Love, yeah.
Yeah, and those are all spells that like make sense to me because they
Yeah.
have a function. I just never really understood what the point of using the ones for Zelda 2 was. I thought, you know, you have the sword techniques and those are cool, but like, what's the need for spells? Is it because it's an RPG?
Yeah, it's
probably.
Yeah, it's just a crazy RPG though. It's just really, really crazy. But you know what? I want to go ahead and show. I'm gonna definitely pull this up right now. Let me go ahead and pull this up because I will say though I will say I really do admire the artwork that this game actually has. And now I don't
the artwork,
yeah. Now I don't recall if it actually has some like in the actual like NES game manual, but I will say the artwork is really good. It's got some
it is.
It's got some really good.
It really is. The image you have on your stream right now is actually from the manual. I didn't have the manual growing up. I just had the cartridge, which I actually have right here by my desk too. Like,
ooh. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
I own 2 NES games, and one of them is The Adventure of Link.
You know what? I need to add both Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 from my collection, like the actual cartridges. I need to add them. Like, I've been seeing them in my retro gaming stores. I'm like, Kokiri, dude, it's right there. It's not that expensive. Just buy it, dude. Just buy it. Just add it to your collection.
It's a little pricey where I'm from. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like $30-$40 when I go into a
that's not
store.
and that's honestly is not that bad, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Leon is saying older games definitely have no mercy when it comes to hitboxes or reflexes. This is true. And then he adds on saying, like, yeah, you hit or jump and dodge, but the game doesn't care. Exactly, like the game doesn't care. Like you can get hit by so much stupid stuff, and then just like you're dead. And I was like, what? Okay, it's just crazy. Just buy it for real. Follow the dopamine. Now, Key, I wanted to talk to you about this because I will say though. Also, Kaiva Dove, thank you so much for 155 biddies. Thank you so much, dude.
Dang, Kaiva coming in with the bits.
Thank you.
Shit.
Thank you. You're so cool. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you. I know we talked about this before we started this podcast, but I wanted your thoughts on the story, like in terms of lore, because I will say though, even though this game is absolute dog shit, I will say like in terms of lore, it's got a really good story. But when you look at it, it's just kind of weird a little bit. But you'll definitely will see what I'm getting at. So,
sure.
So the way how it goes, you know, obviously we know about the 3 timeline split, and obviously this game falls on the fallen timeline. You know, the time where the hero of time actually died, and if we just go all the way down to the bottom, Zelda 2 is right there. So obviously it is a sequel. It definitely takes place after the events of Zelda 1. It's the same incarnation of Link to where, he's much taller now. He's more grown up, But there was one thing that I read about for a while when it came to the lore. So get this. So for the story, I'm sure it's definitely in the manual. I mean, obviously you can read about it, like in Hyrule Historia, Hyrule Encyclopedia, or heck, even online. But the story goes like this. It says during the events of Zelda 1, the King of Hyrule had the Triforce of Courage. Because back then, when you play Zelda, everyone knows about the three pieces, right? Power, wisdom, and courage, right? Everyone knows about that. And in Zelda 1, it was just only power and wisdom, and Link was able to go find the 8 pieces of wisdom. So now so now back then, I'm sure it's like, if there's a Triforce, where's the third one, But the thing is, in terms of lore, the King of Hyrule had the Triforce of Courage for himself because he knew that Ganon wanted it. So he put it into the place to where nobody could even find it. And that was the Great Temple. That was the Great Palace, which of course, that's the final dungeon in the game. Which is, honestly, is really hard. It's extremely hard. So he hit into a place, and the reason why there's that barrier right in front of the door for the Great Palace is to prevent evil from coming in. Because the Great Palace was designed to be a place to where you can test yourself to be a true hero. So the king of Hyrule, sealed it and locked it up over in the Great Palace, and he was the one who actually who created the guardian deity, the boss that you actually fight in the bottom of Great Palace, Thunderbird. So Thunderbird was the King of Hyrule's creation. It was set, it was created to be a guardian to make sure that no evil was allowed to pass, and the fight was supposed to be a test for Link to see if he is worthy of being a hero. And so sometime later, when the king died, his son, the Prince of Hyrule, which, by the way, this is the first time in any Zelda game to where we actually had a prince, but this guy obviously had no name. So the prince, so when his father died, the prince wanted the Triforce of Courage for himself. So he looked everywhere in Hyrule to go find it, but he couldn't find it. So, and then suddenly, this mysterious, unnamed wizard just comes out of nowhere and just says, like, hey, do you want to find it? Go talk to your sister Zelda, which, by the way, this is a different Zelda. Because, this is an entirely different Zelda. Because it's so confusing because we have a Zelda that Link saved back in Zelda 1. And then the Zelda in Zelda 1 has a sister in this game, the one who actually falls asleep. So the prince is just so raged and angry. He's demanding for his sister to tell him where the location of the Triforce of Courage is. Obviously, she refuses because obviously that's something her father wouldn't want to happen, because obviously they don't want the Triforce to be fallen into the wrong hands, especially in the hands of evil. So the wizard uses his magic to cast a spell on the prince on Zelda, putting her into sleep, and for some reason the wizard just dies. He dies, which is so weird. It's weird. Yeah. And then later on, the prince is he's in absolute grief. He mourns because this happened, and then because of this, it was an order for a prince. Mostly, it was more like a royal decree that by any female descendant who has a huge relation to the Hyrule monarchy must be named Zelda. So if you're a king, if you're a king, and if you have a daughter in the royal family, she must be named Zelda as a form of tradition. And so, obviously, later on, Link, he discovered, looking at the artwork here, he discovers the Triforce on his left hand. Obviously not aware about it. Impa's the one who says, that's the mark of a true hero. That means, you're gonna go out and you are destined to be the one to, not only did you save Zelda back in Zelda 1, but now you're gonna save Zelda from Zelda 1's sister, who's now in deep slumber. So then, Impa's the one who tasks him to go around Hyrule and to place 6 crystals on 6 statues. So that way he can find clues on how to find the Triforce of Courage. Obviously, Link, he prevails, he goes through every obstacle, he fights the bosses and all that stuff. But then again, all of Ganon's minions are on the rise because, obviously, their master is dead because Link killed him back in Zelda 1. So the thing is, the reason why, like, all of Ganon's leftover minions are after Link is because they discovered that if they were to kill Link, they needed Link's blood. They needed the blood of the hero in order to revive their fallen master. So that's why you see all those minions everywhere, because they want to kill you and they want your blood just to survive. Just to revive Ganon. So obviously, Link goes into the Great Palace. He fights the guardian deity created by the king, and then the final test. He faces his shadow, obtains the Triforce of Courage, uses the Triforce, and then the Dust awakens Zelda in the end. And then that's it. That's the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Plot is...
Yeah?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, what was your thoughts on that? I know it was a lot to unpack, but...
Yeah, actually, no, not really. This is only, like, the second Zelda game ever, right? So the plot, while not complicated, is definitely more involved than it was in the first game, in the first game it was just like Zelda's been captured, here's a wooden sword, go nuts, go find the Triforce and save her. But with this game, we have a lot of like more stuff going on, right? We have the aftermath of Ganon's defeat. We have his minions, like you said, trying to resurrect him, and that's why you die a lot more often in this game. There you go, canon reason on why you die in this game so much is because they're out to get you. Yeah. Like, for real. And like I said, I haven't ever really finished this game completely, but I understood what the plot was, and I do agree with you that it's something. It definitely has a lot of elements that we haven't seen before or since in a Zelda game, like with the prince, or with this random-ass mage that just kind of died after putting the princess to sleep. And then there's also just, like, the original origin of the name Zelda. Before we got all the stuff we know now with Skyward Sword and the real origin of, like, why everyone's name is Zelda and the reincarnation and all that. Yeah. And back then, it was just a tradition, and that's interesting to me. Yeah. The other really cool part, right, that I will never let up about, and was... probably the reason I wanted to beat the game so bad as a kid was because of the last fight against Dark Link, right? Yeah. Like, that's the first appearance of Dark Link right there, and he is so tough because it's you, it's literally just a reflection of you. And I love that thing. I love that whole concept, fighting your dark half. Yeah, exactly. So I agree with you, the plot is good. It's just a shame that the gameplay makes me want to pull my hair out. Yeah, exactly. It does that the same because, and honestly, to add on with that fight, even to this day, Thunderbird is really challenging. And the thing is, this deity that was created by the King of Hyrule before he passed was like, the thing is, like, in order to defeat Thunderbird, like, as soon as he comes out, you have to have the Thunder spell in order to, like, lay hits on him, because if you don't have it, you're gonna die, pretty much. So pretty much the game requires you to have a full magic meter. You can't just have, just a little bit, or maybe you have some small ones left. No, you need all your magic to at least just, like, be able to, like, dispatch Thunderbird's barrier just so you can hit him. And it is crazy. It is absolute crazy. Like, it's tough. It is really tough because, like, Thunderbird's just flying around, and then you have all these fireballs that scattered everywhere, and you have to, like, be careful how to, like, dodge them while try to hit him, because if you're at his halfway point, the fireballs just go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and it's like it's just hard to, like, avoid, because honestly, you can be at max level in this game, but they will still hit you like a truck. True. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't know, is there, like, there's no, like, defense boosting stats, right? There's, like, a defense boosting magic, I think, but... yeah, that's the show. You don't increase your defense. You just kind of take it, and you have to get better at, like, dodging attacks. Yeah. And that's basically all you gotta do. Yeah, that's why, like, when you fight some of the bosses, you use, like, you use your shield magic to, like, take less damage, pretty much.
So
Yeah.
so the shield magic definitely does help out. But as far as like, if you and honestly, even if you wanted to cheese the Shadow Link fight, which I don't see why not. Then again, it's funny. There's always
Yeah.
it's the crouch stabbing method in the corner. As you're heading as you're hitting up. I mean, I'll say this though: when I first played the game, I actually did do that. But then again, looking at it now, I'm like, man, I should have, like, so you know what? Because the last time I played this game, I think it was like 2 to 3 years ago. The last time I played this game, I streamed it, and I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the crouch stab. You know what? I want to feel like I earned that fight, so I'm just gonna go head on. I'm just gonna plan my attacks carefully, and honestly, it was tough. But I will say, I did it. I did do it without having to do like the cheese crouch stabbing method.
Hell yeah.
But it was worth it, and I felt like it was like like I did it.
For sure, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that's I think we all are like guilty of cheesing a fight or two whenever we're doing something, and it's frustrating for us. I remember one time when I was playing Birth by Sleep for the first time, chat helped me figure out how to beat the what's it called?
Which one?
It's shoot. What was the name of this fight again? Hold on, give me a second.
Do you remember what
it's Vanitas, but it's not Vanitas. It's like the anti-Vanitas or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about with where you just see Ventus's face?
No. Like it's like the secret fight. There's like a harder version of Vanitas. I'm gonna look it up really quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember though, because I know I'm currently playing Birth by Sleep for Twilight Thursdays. I know I'm currently.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. I'm on Aqua Story right now. But where are you finding that? I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, okay. So it was the Vanitas Remnant. There's this really, really cheese way to beat it, and it's just hiding behind a rock. And then throwing out magic at it, and that's it.
Really, that's crazy.
I did not know how to beat this thing, and it was really frustrating. But then they told me about that, and I did it. I didn't feel like I earned it after doing that.
Yeah.
But, I did it.
Nice, that's awesome. Also, I see a person by the name of Blair Miss in the chat. Blair, hello, welcome on in. You
Yeah,
also know
Blair's
each other.
awesome.
Let's see. Blair says, I was actually watching the old Pro Jared video on this game just the other day, so the game is still fresh in my head. Nice timing. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying, Blair. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Kaiva says, maybe the real Trivores was the Gorons. We made the long away.
It's like a, I don't know, it's like the Friends joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leon says, Zelda has a sister? I know, right? Zelda has a sister? I mean, Link has a sister in Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Link had a sister. Leon says, and this was a game for kids? Right? So anyway, now I want to talk about the gameplay. This is, oh boy. Gameplay. So, this, compared to other Zelda games now, like, especially with the recent one that came out about almost a year ago, with Echoes of Wisdom being the new 2D Zelda game on the block, the new kid. So, like, looking at it now with Echoes of Wisdom and going all the way back to Zelda 1 and then looking at Zelda 2, this gameplay is just weird. Like, I never will understand, like what Miyamoto was thinking about adding a level up system. It's just so bizarre to me. Like, personally, I don't think it needed it. Like, I get it though. Like some of the combat system is strange. Like, I love the sword techniques, like using like the thrust and like being able to do the stab in the air and the downward stab. Which, by the way, I'm glad that. Which, honestly, when you do think about it, if it wasn't for Zelda 2, we wouldn't have had those attacks that are present in Smash Brothers. Because those are all references to Zelda 2. Because they're like, if you're playing like as young Link or just any of the Links where you see like like the up stab or the down stab. We honestly have Zelda 2 to thank for that. For implementing.
This is true. Wait, so was the down stab not a thing outside of Zelda 2 leading up to that? Because the first Smash Brothers game was on the 64.
Yeah, it was.
And wait, so was there no down stab in A Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time? Well, I know there wasn't in Ocarina of Time. But
in Link to the Past, I'm trying to remember. I think there probably might have been one. Like with one of the medallions, like the magical medallions you earn. I want to say there was probably a reference to that, but I know like how it was just implemented like in Smash, you know.
True.
Which I think is really cool, and like, you know, and honestly, I'll go ahead and which honestly I will play this right now from Smash.
While you're doing that, I saw Kaiva said that they prefer mature Zelda games, and I mean, I kind of agree with you, and that's what I'm going to say. Zelda 2 is mature. Did you not just hear us talking about the blood sacrifice to resurrect Ganon? Like, that's a whole thing. And also, I dare you to find a 6-year-old that can beat this game.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, trying to find someone who can beat this game, dude. Because this is honestly, it's such a crazy game.
It's so tough.
Kaiva says, I honestly prefer more mature Zelda games, hence why Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess are my faves. Dude, you got absolute good taste. Blair says, what's cool is that the Shadow Link fight in 2 was really cool. Because at the time, the fighting your dark self was so novel at the time. Might even be one, if not the example of that in video games. Personally, my favorite Zelda Skyward Sword. You got really good taste too. Yeah, like at the time, you know, like in games, like fighting yourself, like your shadow, was really unique. Especially like how this tradition was kind of carried on from Zelda 2 and like in other games. Like for example, like the Dark Link fight, like when you fight in the Water Temple at Ocarina of Time, like that was really cool. And I like how like, you know, he just copies your movesets and everything else because, you know, he's you, you know. And honestly, here's a fun fact, which for some who probably don't know. So, depending on how many heart containers that you have, Dark Link has the same heart containers as you do. Because, again, he's you. So, so the more heart containers you have, the longer the fight's gonna be.
Yep. It's true.
Which, honestly, it is insane. But, which, of course, you know, if you want to be like me and just use the Megaton Hammer, Din's Fire, or just use the Bigoron Sword. That's my method on beating Dark Link. Yeah. No, you first.
I was just going to say, yeah, I don't know. I always did the Din's Fire method.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you're telling me if I 100% when I can before finding Dark Link, I just made it harder for myself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That is pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing, you know. But going back to the gameplay for Zelda 2, you know, it's just, excuse me, I know we were talking about this earlier, Key, but it's just so, like, the thing is, you know, like, in some Zelda games, when you have magic, like in Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, heck, even Wind Waker, you know, it makes sense the way, like, how their magic is implemented, you know, like in Ocarina of Time, you know, you get to use like Din's Fire, for Roar's Wind, Nehru's Love, you know, and, you know, Majora's Mask, you know, you definitely use like some of the power of like the transformation mask that you get throughout the game. And then for Wind Waker, you know, it's just like, you know, using like the Hurricane Spin or some, you know, or just like using like the magic armor, you know, for example. But like with Zelda 2, it's just like first off, why do I need magic to increase my defense when I already have a shield? Why do I need magic to jump higher? Why do I need magic to turn into a fairy? Why do I need one powerful spell that is required to beat the game? Why? You know, like, it's just so weird, you know? And like, and the thing is, you know, which honestly, I'm going to point this out, Key, some of the towns you visited, you know, when you think about it lore-wise, like, like sometime after Ocarina of Time came out, there's a lot of towns that are references to some of the characters from Ocarina of Time. You see, like, the town of Saria, the town of Mido, like, there's a lot of references to the Hero of Time, So, so maybe there's like a way, like maybe these people probably, even though they don't mention it, but maybe these people, like in this era down the timeline, maybe these towns are like references to like the sages from Ocarina of Time,
Well, yeah. I mean, the game came out before Ocarina of Time, so it's not a direct reference, but it's like a nice tie-in, like how Ocarina is at the top of this timeline. It's where the split begins.
Yep.
And now seeing those names of those sages that saved Hyrule, or rather failed saving Hyrule in this timeline, mentioned all those years ago and have towns named after them, I think it's really cool. It's a good way to show that the people remember and they still care about those sages.
Yeah.
Even though they failed.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, like, what was so confusing, like, back in the day, was like when you go to all these towns, you'll talk to like all these NPCs. Like, there's this lady, like, it's like, oh, I can heal you if you come talk to me, if you come inside my house, or like, or you'll see this old lady walking around. It's like, if you come to my house, I can heal your magic. I'm like, what the fuck?
See, the internet decided that whole deal with the lady bringing you into her house and healing you was not what it seemed. Yeah. So it's kind of hard for me to discuss it without bringing it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know how things are on your channel, but let's just say there are some very
cringe things.
Yeah, they're cringe, but they're also kind of funny. But also, it's like the oldest joke in internet history.
It is. It's really, really funny, but I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really weird, like how like they have you solve these clues that they kind of don't tell you. Like they'll say like, like what I was saying, like you talk to some random guy wandering town, he'll tell you like like beware of the eyes of Ganon. Like how is that supposed to help me? What I'm supposed to do? Or you're saying like there's of course I mean I have to bring him up at some point, but the I am error guy,
Yeah, another example of an NPC that has been around as an internet joke since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know why that's a thing to this day. Like I don't know if it's like an actual error in the game's code or if it's just the dude telling you his name. Like, who names their kid Error?
so it's got to be some parents, but yeah, it's just so weird because like sometimes they kind of tell you like you have to do the same things over and over again. Like if you have to like, because I will say this though, Zelda 2 had a lot of backtracking to go from like town to town to get to this one area to the next. While passing North Castle where Zelda is sleeping. But like like one example I can bring up is like there's this guard that you have to talk to. He's like, oh where he's like talk to Bagu to find a note. I'm like who is Bagu? Like you're telling me I have to go almost around every place and solve every nook and cranny just like saying like oh
just to find Bagu.
Just to find Bagu. It's like oh talk to him and it's like oh here's my note. Sure, it's a guard. And if you want to go back and forth to use the bridge, you have to talk to the same guard over and over again, saying like, it's like, oh, Bagu? I'll let you cross. I'm like, you're not just going to leave the bridge there after talking to you just one time? Why do I have to talk to you so many times just to cross? Of course I already know Bagu. I just told you 5 minutes ago.
It's just old game design. I got nothing else to add. It's charming, but it's
really, really crazy,
yeah.
man. If I may ask, how obvious are the directions in Zelda and Zelda 2 as in story wise? Like how are the So in story wise, it definitely is a lot, because honestly, there's a lot of stuff going on in the Fallen timeline. Because honestly, there's too many games in the Fallen timeline, dude. There's a lot of games on the Fallen timeline. Because like
it's like they kind of shoved all the games that weren't 3D over into the Fallen timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's just so crazy, but like in terms of story and direction, yeah, it kind of has a good story, like, carry on the tradition from like, incarnation after incarnation, like, the Fallen timeline starting off with, the hero of, like, the hero of legend from Link to the Past and Link's Awakening and so forth, and then going on down the line, like, oh, here's the incarnation from Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes, and then going down and down, it's like, oh, here's the hero of Hyrule from Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. So it is honestly, it's just a lot. It is all over the place, It's really, really something. Zelda 2 definitely just throws you right in there because it's at the very, very bottom of the Fallen timeline. And then it just connects with all the others together. And it's just like, what is going on?
I wanted to say, I don't believe that they were asking about necessarily the story. I think they were talking about like the directions given by the NPCs, like on where to go next.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean. Okay, I am so sorry, but I went on about that. Okay, yeah, you go.
Yeah, okay, I was just gonna, I'll just say this. In Zelda 1, it's not that clear.
Yeah.
And this is on the same console as that, so it's not going to get much better. In fact, I almost feel like it kind of gets a little bit worse. Because the NPCs are limited to like 10 words or something. And it just like, it's very vague. You have to use your imagination, theater of the mind to like figure out what they're talking about. Like, use your imagination. Like that brown spot over there, that's clearly a mountain.
Yeah.
Just go over there. That, yeah.
Let's go over there and go check it out, It's just like, it's just so crazy because Zelda 1, they give you no direction, They'll say show old lady to go do this or whatever, And then Zelda 2, it's like, you have to like figure it out on your own, like saying like, oh, go find this and then again you go inside this random lady's house and tell them, I was like you just gotta like crouch, like there's this one town where you have to like crouch underneath a table in Zelda 2, and it's like, and it'll say like, oh, congratulations, you found a mirror, oh.
Wait, that's an actual thing? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like, it was like something to where you had to like find like this mirror or something, or it was something, and like they'll tell you like, it'll say like, oh, it's, and you tell it to the lady, and she's like, oh, please come into my house. I want you to meet my father. And I'm like, oh dang, so I really don't know you, but I'm already meeting your dad? Huh?
Yeah, things are moving a little bit fast here. Can we just slow it down a sec?
Yeah, can we just slow down, please? Yeah, and it's like, I mean, of course, that's obviously...
Okay, I just met you.
And this is crazy. but you found my item, so meet my dad, maybe.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. And yeah, I mean, that's obviously, like, in the game, that's where you get to learn the spells, the like... Why did I say the nudes? Gosh dang it. The moves. The moves, like the sword technique, stuff like that. But it's just, again, like, I will say, though, Zelda 2 did not need a level up system. It really did not. Because it doesn't make...
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, and the one thing I understand is, like, one thing I wanted to bring up, because this also is an item of game, you find Link dolls, which serve as 1-ups. Why do I have 1-ups in a Zelda game? I'm not playing a Mario game here.
Well, I mean, 1-ups were a thing in the first game, too, I'm pretty sure. So...
Yeah, because I remember, like...
No, wait, maybe not.
No, because once you die, you just get... Once you lose all your hearts, it's game over.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so then it really was just like a Mario thing.
Yeah, it was...
I don't know, maybe they just... Maybe they just want to give you more chances, but also, it really sucks when you have to, start all over, like, right from the, like, temple area, and you don't really get to keep anything other than the items that you got.
Yeah,
so...
exactly. Yeah, because, like, when you die, like, if you get a game over, like, the game, not only sends you back to North Castle, where you start at the game, but I think you kind of, like, lose, like, some of the... I could be wrong. You lose some of the experience points that you've earned. So, for example, like let's just say you have 555 experience points. If you die, like your total just goes back to 0, and I'm just like, what? Like I worked all hard for that, and now I have to get it back again? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like it's just so dumb, dude. But now I will say though, like the bosses in the palaces you explore, like there's the Iron Knuckle who rides on this chariot. You have like this weird boss that's called Horsehead, where you literally just stab the horse's head. There's that dragon who kind of looks like Volvagia, kind of a little bit, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if Volvagia was a reference to that dragon. You know, there's that. I can't tell if it's like a guy or it's like some big monkey who kind of throws like this ball of chain at you, and then there's this enemy to where it's like a cloaked wizard, to where the game requires you to use like the reflect spell to kind of like reflect the magic back at it in order to kill it. So it's like, you know, it's got some interesting gimmicks though. But honestly, some of the enemies you find in the game, like the gorillas, like the guys who throw like the boomerangs, like you just like
those guys piss me off.
They suck. They suck. Cause like you can just go like stab. Oh, it's like, oops! I got hit in the back by a stupid boomerang, and then like you have like these enemies who'll just like charge at you, just like swinging with the club, who just hit you so ridiculous. But honestly, I want to say the most frustrating enemies are the Iron Knuckles, because like they have their shield going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And they'll reflect your attack, but sometimes they'll still hit you, and they'll even fire sword beams at you if you're trying to hit them. It's just like, oh my god, dude. Like honestly, I hate those enemies. You know.
I do too, and you know, you and I think we're in agreement that the lore of the game is interesting, but the gameplay sucks.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, I knew someone. From like way back, like when I first got on the internet when I was like 15, and he told me without even blinking that Zelda 2 was his favorite game of all time.
Really? That's insane.
Yeah. And you know why? He said it's because it was so difficult. So you know, you have those people out there that are just total masochists, and they love the idea of dying every single time you take a step.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that it's interesting because there are those kinds of people that just love really difficult games. But Zelda fans, you know, we like our difficulty, but we don't like it this difficult.
Yeah.
We come here for the lore and shit.
Yeah.
But like this stuff, you know, dying like every time you step into a dungeon, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
But you know, all the power to you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, and honestly, Kate, I agree with you. You know, like honestly, when we play Zelda games, you know, we crave lore and stuff. You know, we crave lore and theories, all that kind of stuff. Hey, we want the same thing when it comes to Kingdom Hearts as well. What do we want?
Yeah,
we want lore, and we want a challenge. But unlike Zelda, like with Kingdom Hearts, you know, they say like, you know, they like the intensity of like for boss fights and all this stuff. We want it. That's why do you think Papa Namora busts with critical mode?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was complaining about the difficulty of Cage 3 being, like, too easy, so
yeah.
He said, oh, really? Bet. Here you go. Have the most difficult fights known to man.
Yeah, but honestly, like, with Zelda 2, you know, like honestly, you know, to, like, find all these items, going to this random NPC just to find something, it's just ridiculous, you know? But nowadays, you know, you can just look at, like, honestly... Like, I will say this right now, my best advice is if you are going to play this game for the first time, please, for the love of God, use a guidebook. Because if you don't, you will get lost.
No, I got so mad at this game that I actually bought a physical guidebook. And I still have it.
Nice. I wanted to look at some of the chat real quick, and Kaivadow says, only for Breath of the Wild to both retcon and reference the entire timeline simply because it's the end of the timeline for Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo has been weird for like putting games in the timeline. I mean, what me and Kay were talking about earlier, like if you look at the timeline now, but look at the Fallen section, Oh boy. There's a lot in that one compared to the other two.
Yeah.
Lincoln says, it's okay, I don't mind knowing more info on the way I worded that weird. No, you're good. Breath of the Wild, Blair says, Breath of the Wild's timeline's placement is the biggest pet peeve of mine. Like you, Princess Nintendo, made this timeline, and you immediately throw it away the next game you made. Yeah, the timeline has been all over the place, really, when you think about it. It's just everywhere. Kavido says they didn't want to deal with it anymore to try to place games correctly in the timeline, but then they cop out and reference literally everything. They go on saying Hyrule Warriors would have been a perfect way to explain Breath of the Wild, just like Breath of the Wild did not need a durability system, which honestly, yeah, I honestly do agree with that. Like, I didn't need like all my stuff being broken, and I had to go find new stuff. Like, that was a lot, but honestly, it gave me a good challenge, you know. Lincoln says, I don't play older games for that reason. Like, I'm sure they're great games, but going back to the very beginning of a level would frustrate me broken. Honestly, same here. Blair says Dark Souls before. Honestly, this was before. Obviously, this was the true. Zelda 2 is the original Dark Souls. When you think about it,
Yeah.
It literally is. Because honestly, honestly, we can tell you right now that the two places that are very frustrating in Zelda 2 are two places. Death Mountain. Actually, you know what? Make it 3. Death Mountain, the path leading to the Great Palace, and the Great Palace itself. Those places are brutal.
They are.
They really brutal.
Right.
Especially the Great Palace. The Great Palace was just like, oh, like they'll just like rip your hair out. It's just so crazy, man. You know? Okay. Yeah. But honestly, you know, let's see. Blair says, Breath of the Wild durability system is to make you use different weapons, but instead it just makes me afraid to use rare weapons I get because I don't want to break it. Honestly, Blair, I'm sure we're the same way. We are the same way. Okay.
Yeah, that's also why I like refuse to use the Master Sword most of the time because like I want to use it.
Yeah.
On like important fights, but then
it's like
if it's broken, I can't.
Yeah, and then you have to wait 10 minutes for it to come back to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, like if you were to make like all the other weapons breakable, but the Master Sword can just be permanently good to go, then I would have been fine with it.
Yeah,
know?
Absolutely.
Like if Master Sword was not able to break, that would have been okay. But you know, it's just like all the others.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So to conclude this, which honestly this has been really fun talking to you about Zelda 2. So to conclude this, I want to answer this. Let's answer this one final question, which is the title of this video, which is mostly is like the title, the topic of this. So out of all the games, do you think this game is really bad as what it is compared to all the new ones?
Compared to all of the new ones, let me phrase it this way. I think it is a bad Zelda game, but I don't think it's a bad game, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like it does what it sets out to do. It's an RPG. It's difficult, and it has Zelda elements. It's just not really like the Zelda that we know. So it's a bad Zelda game, but it's not a bad game. That's what I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okami-chan, oh, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Kavido says it's the Master Sword. It shouldn't break at all. We know Nintendo would never do that in future games. I mean, look at Tears of the. Have you seen Tears of the Kingdom? Look what happened there. Look what happened there in that game. But
what do you think though?
Honestly, I'm with to conclude this. I'm with you on it, Ski. I honestly do think that Zelda 2 is a really bad game. It really is. I mean, it's a lot different. It's a lot different in terms of like gameplay. I mean, I will say though, the story is really good. You know?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, like
it's good, but it's more but in a weird way. It is a little weird, but I think it's really, really good. But honestly, this is definitely to me one of the bad ones. Like, I will tell you this though. Do you want to know what is my least favorite Zelda game out of all 21? My least favorite Zelda game, believe it or not, is Triforce Heroes.
Okay, that's not a bad take at all. Okay, it is a pretty bad game.
Yeah.
Like, all things considered. I had fun with it, but as a Zelda game,
The story is ass, man.
it is. It's terrible. But
I
it's fun to play with friends, you know?
it is fun to play with friends, but one thing I want to ask this to Mr. Aonuma. How is that the same Link from A Link Between Worlds, Aonuma? Because he confirmed that in an interview that the Link that we play in Triforce Heroes is the same incarnation of Link from A Link Between Worlds. IG Aonuma, you want to explain that to me, Aonuma-san?
I don't know, man.
Oh my god.
Aonuma just says stuff sometimes.
Well, you know what? Just like how we blame Nomura on stuff for Kingdom Hearts, when it comes to Zelda that's unquestionable, here's what you do. Just blame Aonuma.
Yeah.
Just blame Papa Aonuma and maybe Mr. Fujibayashi as well, but then again, he's done a good job with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but...
Totally.
But honestly, yeah. But yeah, dude, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on the show, dude. I'm glad we finally collabed.
Yeah, I'm happy that we collabed too, man.
Yeah.
Finally, after Reconnect, after talking about it, we finally did it.
Yes. By the way, and also, I'm so in the description for this video, I definitely will be referencing. I will definitely put KeyOfTime's name on it. So be sure to click on his name and be sure to follow him on Twitch and YouTube. So before we go, Key, let us know where else can we find you on the internet.
I am on Twitter, YouTube, and more recently on Twitch. But for all the people that are in here from my Discord, please make sure you follow Kokiri here.
Oh,
He's
thank
a
you.
good guy. Talks about Zelda, talks about Kingdom Hearts, two of my favorite game series of all time. He's just a genuine dude.
Oh,
so you will
man.
never have... Wait, that's double negative. You will never not have a good time when you're in his streams. So please drop him a follow.
Also, I can confirm this right now, but at Reconnect, this man gives excellent hugs.
Aw,
He gives
thanks,
he gives awesome hugs, dude. Like I remember it was like when we first honestly when we first met in the Curtis, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be, huh?
It was meant to be.
There you go.
We can't follow anywhere. He can't hide. But you know what? I can send you guys... Yeah, here's the link to my Discord right over there if you guys want to join. There it is right there for you guys. But yeah, Key, thank you so much, man, for tuning in to the podcast. It's been great. It's been great having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was a good time. I haven't gone to talk about Zelda seriously to anyone in so long, so it was refreshing.
Yeah.
We should do it again.
I will definitely love to do it, especially for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. But anyway, guys, that is going to be all the time we have for today. And if you guys are liking this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. It really helps me out. And also be sure to follow Key of Time on Twitch and YouTube for more amazing content. By the way, I want to say thank you guys so much for 20 episodes of the Zelda podcast. We've come such a long way. Thank you so much. You guys are so awesome for always tuning in to now. It's been a blast. So before we go, I'm gonna fill you guys in on the next topic. For the next topic for my Zelda podcast for episode 21, taking place in October. So, to kind of kick off the spoopy Halloween vibes, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about Majora's Mask and how dark of a Zelda game it really is. So if you love Majora's Mask, and come celebrate Halloween with yours truly, as we're going to talk about how dark is this game. How dark is Majora's Mask? So,
good topic.
Because I'm going to say this right now, but when it comes to Majora's Mask, especially of how dark this game is, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be all fired up because I have a lot to say. Have to try this. Kai Vito, before we go, give me a voice impression real quick. Before we leave, any voice impression, I'll gladly take it.
Do his Goofy. His Goofy's really good.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can end it on that. So we brought up Kingdom Hearts. Oh, Gores. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Oh, do a Link. Never mind. He wanted a Link.
Oh my Link. Huh? You know, that's the best I could do.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thank you. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna deafen super quick. Key, I'll be right
Here's
back.
Oh, sorry.
No. You go.
I was gonna say, here's my best Link impression.
Do it.
That was it.
I didn't hear it.
Well, yeah. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna deafen.
Right.
I'm gonna deafen real quick. Give me 1 second. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the podcast. That is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been fun. I'm glad we got to have KeyOfTime on the episode. Once again, if you guys are not following KeyOfTime, please definitely go follow my homie. Go follow him. Until then, we got to talk to him. Yeah, come follow me on the Discord. Here's the link to my Discord. So until then, y'all, thank you so much for 20 episodes. Until then, this has been Border Kokiri, and I will see you next time as we talk about Majora's Mask for October. Take care. Peace out.